Hey guys, so this is step 2. So you should have already watched video 1. If you haven't, go back, watch that, practice a few minutes, and then watch this video again. With this one, we're going to take our basic abstract designs, we're going to take it a couple steps further. So this, you should have practiced, found something, or at least a style that you like. If you like something hard edge, something soft, something with more empty space, something that's more filled. And we're going to work our way into, again, a more resolved design that has color. But the second component of this is to hide something in your design. So I don't know if you can tell what's hidden in here. I know what's there, so I see it very clearly. But if you don't, take a second, look, see if you can see what is hidden in here. It could be a picture, could be a word. Okay, I'll just tell you now. If you didn't see it, I put the word art in here. So when you're hiding something like this in abstract design, it doesn't have to be exactly true to shape. So this A, you can see, has got a big bump taken out of it. But A, R, T, a lot of times when you have all 3 or all 4 components together, it's more visible than if that was just there, you might not see it as an A. Or you might not see just that as a T. But once you have them together, your eye sort of picks up on it a little faster. So when it comes to hiding something in your design, you have 2 approaches. One, you can start with a design you already had, and then find a way to hide what you were doing inside of that. So, you know, maybe I could squeeze in, if I was going to do the same concept, I could squeeze in the word art into this that I already had. Okay, so that makes it a little obvious, so just to hide it more, maybe I'd break up some other spaces so that this little area detail isn't the only one that's catching your attention. Okay, so that's something you can do. If you already have a design you like, find a way to sneak it in there. Okay, another way to do it is to start with your word, sort of like I started with a flower here. Okay, draw it out, and again, I'm just going to do this quickly so that you're not spending your whole class watching me draw. And then just try and camouflage it. So if you're doing bubble letters, then maybe have a lot of bubbly shapes around it, so that by the time you fill the page, it's not as obvious. And you don't have to leave these holes, so I could take these shapes and have them cut right through there, and that might help hide them a little bit. Because once you put color in here and break this up, that might hide it a whole lot more. Okay, so those are 2 basic ways to start. Okay, take a design that you've already constructed, sneak your word or picture into it. It could be a heart, it could be a word, it could be an animal. There's lots of different ideas you could go with here. Or you could start with it and then abstract it up after that. Okay? Once you've done this, then your last thing to think about is your colors. So look back at your color schemes and think about all your options. You can do warm colors, you can do cool colors, you can do complementary colors. You can just have an open palette, which means you can use every color in the spectrum. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I do want you to think about it and make a choice for your design. You know, if you did something like this, it sort of reminds me of camouflage. Maybe you could do browns and greens and yellows and things that you would normally see with camouflage, and you can limit it to something like that so it's more cohesive. But that is entirely your decision. So you're going to take a day or 2 to experiment with different designs, to figure out what you want to hide in your design, and then how you're going to hide it, and then finally you're going to go into planning out your color schemes. So when you do that, you can lay tracing paper right on top of this. So if this is my design, I could lay tracing paper on top, and then I could do just little test runs. And when you're doing test runs, you're not coloring super neatly, you're just seeing how colors look in different areas. So you're just kind of scribbling them in. So if I was going to do like a warm color scheme, I would just experiment with balancing out warm colors where I put them. Once you know you like the colors, then you could maybe do one more practice, but with a little more detail. So where am I going to color light? Where am I going to fade out or blend into tints and shades? Because as you can see, the final design isn't just flat, scribbly color. There's a lot of color blending. There's light to dark. There's one color going into another. So I want you to push yourself with this and see what you can really achieve with oil pastels in this design. So once you come up with a design, it's another, you know, day of experimenting with colors and how you're going to layer them together and make this look as good as it can possibly look. A lot of creative freedom here, so don't limit yourself. Use as much paper as you need to test different things out. I mean, you can see what an extra 5 seconds of effort here has turned something like that into this. So hold yourself to high standards, do your very best, ask if you have questions, don't hesitate to replay these videos if you need more ideas, and good luck.